Crockett, ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to reflect on a truth that society often overlooks: a woman's true beauty, charm, and magnetism do not come from age, physical appearance, or fleeting trends. They come from maturity, wisdom, and the way she carries herself. A mature woman does not chase validation. She becomes irresistible because she is rooted in self-awareness, strength, and grace. Self-respect is the foundation of a woman's maturity, and setting boundaries is the ultimate expression of that respect. A mature woman does not compromise her dignity for temporary approval, nor does she shrink herself to fit into spaces where she does not belong. She understands that saying yes to everything often means saying no to herself, and so she learns the courage of refusal. Boundaries are not built from arrogance, but from wisdom. They are not walls that keep people out. They are gates that allow the right people in while protecting her from what drains her spirit. A mature woman knows when to walk away from conversations that belittle her, from relationships that suffocate her, and from opportunities that do not align with her values. This strength does not make her cold. It makes her magnetic, because people admire the woman who refuses to be treated as an option when she knows she is a priority. Her self-respect shows in her daily choices, the way she takes care of her body, the way she speaks about herself, the way she guards her time and energy. She does not engage in gossip or negativity because she respects her mind too much to pollute it. She does not tolerate disrespect because she respects her heart too much to break it. She chooses carefully who she surrounds herself with because she understands that her environment shapes her spirit. And here's the truth: people are naturally drawn to someone who values themselves. Why? Because it creates an aura of strength, independence, and authenticity. When she says no, it does not come from bitterness, but from clarity. When she says yes, it carries power because it comes from genuine desire, not pressure. This habit makes her irresistible because it sets her apart from those who compromise their worth just to be liked. She doesn't beg for love. She doesn't chase validation, and she doesn't need to prove herself. Instead, she stands tall, rooted in her own identity, and that silent power makes people respect her even before they know her name. In a world where so many lose themselves trying to be accepted, a mature woman becomes unforgettable because she dares to respect herself enough to draw the line and keep it. Confidence is not loudness, it is not arrogance, and it is not the need to dominate a room. True confidence is quiet strength. It is the calm assurance that no matter what life throws at her, she will rise. A mature woman does not chase attention. She commands respect without even asking for it. And the secret is this: her confidence comes from within, not from the world outside. A woman who has cultivated inner confidence does not measure her worth by the number of compliments she receives, approval of society, or the presence of a partner in her life. She has discovered that the most important relationship she can ever have is the one with herself. She knows her flaws, her scars, and her past mistakes, yet she does not let them define her. Instead, she embraces them as chapters of her story, chapters that gave her wisdom, resilience, and strength. That acceptance of self is what makes her magnetic. Her confidence is not about perfection. It is about authenticity. She does not need to pretend to be someone else to feel valuable. She does not hide behind masks to be liked. She has learned that real beauty shines when you are unapologetically yourself. This authenticity is rare, and that is why it makes her irresistible. Inner confidence shows up in the way she walks into a room. Not because she wants to be noticed, but because she carries herself with dignity. It shows in the way she speaks, not by trying to sound impressive, but by speaking with clarity and conviction. It shows in the way she makes decisions, not driven by fear of judgment, but guided by her values and self-belief. And here's the remarkable truth. People are drawn to confident energy. Confidence is magnetic because it signals security, strength, and stability. When a mature woman radiates confidence, she creates an atmosphere where others feel safe, inspired, and uplifted. Her presence becomes unforgettable. Not because she tried to be noticed, but because she stood tall in who she is. Unlike shallow confidence that fades when external validation disappears, her confidence is rooted in self, love, and inner peace. Even if she loses everything, money, beauty, or status, she does not lose herself. That kind of unshakable assurance cannot be ignored. It is the kind of confidence that makes her stand out in any crowd without saying a word. In a world where so many people chase after approval, a mature woman becomes irresistible because she does not need the world's applause to feel worthy. She already knows she is enough. And that, my friends, is a power no one can resist. In today's world, everyone wants to be heard, but very few truly want to listen. Often talk not to connect, but to respond, to defend, or to prove themselves right. And this is exactly where the maturity of a woman shines, because a mature woman knows that listening is not just about hearing words, it is about understanding hearts. When she listens, she does not just wait for her turn to speak. She does not interrupt, dismiss, or judge. Instead, she leans in with presence, with empathy, and with full attention. Her eyes meet yours, her silence holds space for your feelings, and her energy says, "You matter, I see you, I hear you." That kind of listening is rare, and it is precisely why it is so irresistible. A mature woman has learned that communication is not built on endless talking, but on genuine connection. She understands that sometimes people do not need advice, they do not need solutions. They simply need someone who will hold their words with care. By listening deeply, she becomes a safe place, a mirror that reflects back not judgment, but acceptance. And make no mistake, listening is not weakness. It is power. It takes patience to quiet your own voice. It takes strength to let go of the need to always be right. It takes wisdom to value another person's perspective, even when it differs from your own. A mature woman has cultivated this wisdom, and it makes her magnetic because people feel drawn to the comfort of her presence. Her ability to listen extends beyond conversations with others. It is also the way she listens to life itself. She listens to her intuition when it whispers. She listens to her body when it signals rest or healing. She listens to her heart when it longs for change. She listens to silence, knowing that sometimes the greatest truths are not spoken, but felt. And here is the deeper beauty: people cannot resist someone who makes them feel heard. Why? Because feeling heard is one of the greatest human desires. When someone listens to us, we feel valued, respected, and understood. A mature woman provides that gift, and in doing so, she forms bonds that go far beyond superficial attraction. She inspires trust, loyalty, admiration without forcing it. In relationships, in friendships, in leadership, and in every sphere of life, her ability to listen elevates her above the crowd. She does not dominate the room with her voice. She transforms the room with her presence. That is why she is irresistible, because in a noisy world, she becomes the rare and precious sound of silence that heals, soothes, and connects. A mature woman masters the art of listening, and through that art, she makes her presence unforgettable. True maturity lies in balance, the ability to be strong without being harsh and compassionate without being weak. A mature woman embodies this delicate equilibrium. She understands that life demands both resilience and tenderness, and she carries both within her, two wings of the same bird. Her strength does not come from dominance or control. It comes from the storms she has endured, battles she has fought silently, and the mountains she has climbed within herself. She has faced rejection, heartbreak, failures, and disappointments, yet she stands tall, unshaken by life's unpredictability. Her strength is calm, steady, and grounded. It does not need to shout to be noticed. And yet, people notice. What makes her irresistible is that her strength is softened by compassion. She knows that to be human is to be imperfect. And so she does not judge others with cruelty. Instead, she shows kindness, empathy, and understanding. Her compassion is not naïve. It is seasoned with wisdom. She can be gentle without being taken advantage of, and forgiving without being blind. Balance makes her trustworthy, admirable, and deeply magnetic. A mature woman can say, "No," with firmness. She can say, "I understand," with warmth. She can set boundaries, but she does so without hostility. She can hold her ground, yet she can also hold someone's hand when they are trembling. Ability to stand strong while still offering love creates a rare and unforgettable presence. Balance also makes her a leader, not necessarily by title, but by influence. People naturally look up to her because she inspires both respect and comfort. She can be the rock in times of crisis and the gentle healer in times of sorrow. She doesn't crumble under pressure, nor does she harden to the point of losing her humanity. And here is the beauty: strength alone can be intimidating, and compassion alone can sometimes be overlooked. But when the two meet in harmony, create a presence that is impossible to resist. People admire her courage, but they also feel safe in her warmth. They respect her decisions, but they also cherish her kindness. This is why a mature woman becomes unforgettable. She is proof that you can be powerful without losing your softness, and you can be kind without losing your backbone. She teaches by example that true strength is not about conquering others, about mastering yourself. And true compassion is not about being a doormat, but about loving wisely. Her strength makes her stand out, her compassion makes her approachable. Together, they create a magnetic force that draws people toward her again and again. A mature woman balances strength with compassion, and that balance is what makes her truly irresistible. A mature woman understands one timeless truth: growth is not an event, it is a lifelong journey. She knows that life never stops teaching. Therefore, she never stops learning. This is what sets her apart. While many settle into comfort zones, she chooses the path of continuous evolution. She invests in herself because she knows she is her greatest asset. This investment is not limited to education or career. It extends to every dimension of her being: her mind, her heart, her spirit, her relationships, her health, and even her sense of purpose. She reads not only to acquire knowledge, but to expand her perspective. She learns from experiences, not just successes, but also failures. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every challenge becomes a stepping stone. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to rise higher. Her growth is intentional. She surrounds herself with people who uplift her, with conversations that nourish her, and with habits that align with her goals. She knows the power of environment, so she carefully chooses the spaces and energies she allows into her life. She is not afraid to let go of what no longer serves her, whether it be outdated beliefs, toxic relationships, or unhealthy routines. What makes her irresistible is the vibrancy that comes from growth. People are naturally drawn to those who are evolving, who have depth, who have stories to share. When you talk to her, you feel inspired because she brings fresh insights, wisdom, and curiosity into every conversation. She is not stuck in the past. She embraces the present and prepares for the future. Her commitment to growth also makes her resilient. Life is unpredictable. Dreams change, circumstances shift, and losses come unexpectedly. But because she invests in her growth, she adapts. She does not crumble when faced with uncertainty. Instead, she learns, adjusts, and rises stronger than before. Resilience makes her not just attractive, but unforgettable. Importantly, her growth is not selfish. She invests in herself so she can also pour into others. She shares her wisdom, mentors the younger, uplifts her peers, and inspires those around her to also pursue their own growth. She becomes a living example that age is not a limitation, an opportunity to become more refined, more radiant, and more powerful with each passing day. This habit of investing in her growth makes her magnetic because growth creates energy, and energy attracts. She becomes vibrant, interesting, full of life, and impossible to ignore. People feel her presence not just because of who she is, but because of who she is becoming. A mature woman is irresistible not because she has arrived, but because she never stops becoming. And that commitment to growth is what keeps her timeless, radiant, and unforgettable. Gratitude is the art of seeing abundance even when the world tells you to focus on what is missing. A mature woman has learned this art, and it has transformed her life. She understands that gratitude is not about ignoring struggles or pretending that pain does not exist. It is about choosing to focus on the blessings that remain even in the darkest of times. A mature woman wakes up each day with a heart that whispers, "Thank you. Thank you for another sunrise. Thank you for another chance to breathe, to try, to love, to grow." She does not take life for granted. She knows that joy is not found in having everything, but in appreciating what she has. And this habit of gratitude makes her glow in a way that no material possession can ever replace. Her positivity is not shallow. It is not the fake smile people wear to hide their pain. Her positivity is rooted in resilience, in a mindset that says, "No matter how hard life gets, I will not let bitterness define me." She chooses hope over despair, light over darkness, and faith over fear. Choice, repeated daily, creates a presence that is magnetic and irresistible. People are drawn to her not because her life is perfect, because her outlook is inspiring. She has known heartbreak, yet she still believes in love. She has faced failures, yet she still chases dreams. She has experienced loss, yet she still celebrates life. Her positivity is not naive, it is courageous, and courage is deeply attractive. Gratitude and positivity also shape the way she treats others. She does not complain endlessly, nor does she spread negativity. Instead, she uplifts. Her words carry encouragement, her smile carries warmth, and her presence carries light. When people are around her, they feel seen, valued, and recharged. That is the power of gratitude. It overflows, touching everyone in its path. Even in challenges, she asks, "What lesson can I learn? How can I grow?" Instead of being a victim of circumstances, she becomes a student of life. This mindset makes her unstoppable, because nothing can break a woman who finds meaning in every struggle and beauty in every season. And here is the truth: gratitude is magnetic. People are drawn to those who radiate joy and peace. In a world filled with complaining, comparing, and chasing, a woman who chooses gratitude stands out like a rare gem. Her positivity makes her unforgettable, because she does not just brighten her own life, she brightens everyone else's too. A mature woman becomes irresistible because she practices gratitude daily and spreads positivity like sunlight. She is proof that happiness is not found in what we have, but in how we see. And her way of seeing life makes her shine in a way that no one can ignore. At the very core of a mature woman's irresistibility lies her ability to love, not in fragments, not in conditions, but with authenticity. Running through the park, she has lived enough, seen enough, and felt enough to understand that love is not about possession, control, or filling an emptiness. Love, in its purest form, begins within. A mature woman has learned to love herself first. She accepts her imperfections, honors her journey, and treats herself with kindness. She does not tear herself down with comparison, nor does she measure her worth by someone else's standards. Instead, she looks into the mirror and sees not flaws, but a story, one written with courage, scars, triumphs, and growth. She understands that loving herself is not vanity, it is survival. Without self-love, every other kind of love becomes unstable. Deep self-love empowers her to love others authentically. She does not give from a place of emptiness, but from fullness. She does not cling or beg for affection, because she knows she is already whole. Her love is a choice, not a desperate need. That choice is what makes her irresistible, because people are drawn to someone who loves freely, without fear, without games, without masks. Her love is patient. She does not rush or force connections, because she knows that real bonds cannot be manufactured. Her love is respectful. She allows others to be who they are without trying to control them. Her love is honest. She speaks truth even when it is uncomfortable, because she values authenticity over pretense. And here's the beauty: a mature woman's love is not loud or dramatic. It is steady, is the kind of love that doesn't need grand displays to prove its existence, because its depth is felt in the little things, in her kindness, in her presence, in her unwavering loyalty. She loves not because she has to, but because she chooses to. And there is nothing more magnetic than someone who loves by choice, not by force. She also knows that love is not always about holding on. Sometimes it is about letting go. Her maturity gives her the strength to release what is toxic, unhealthy, or unworthy of her spirit. She does not stay in spaces where love is unreciprocated or respect is absent. She understands that walking away can also be an act of love for herself. This authenticity in love transforms all her relationships, whether with family, friends, or partners. People feel safe with her because her love does not come with hidden agendas. People trust her because her love does not wear a mask. People admire her because her love is rare in a world full of conditions and pretenses. And here lies the irresistible truth: anyone can give love, but only the mature can give love that heals, uplifts, and liberates. A mature woman's love flows like a river, calm, steady, life-giving. It is not loud like a storm, nor fleeting like a spark. It is enduring, authentic, and unforgettable. A mature woman knows how to love herself and others authentically. And it is this love, deep, true, and fearless, that makes her radiant, magnetic, undeniably irresistible. We often believe that irresistibility is tied to youth, beauty, or glamour. But the truth is, what makes a woman truly magnetic lies far beyond appearances. It is found in her character, her choices, and her presence. A mature woman is irresistible because she respects herself, carries confidence from within, listens deeply, balances strength with compassion, invests in her growth, radiates gratitude and positivity, and, above all, loves authentically. These habits transform her from ordinary to unforgettable. Remember, maturity is not defined by age. It is defined by wisdom, growth, and grace. Every woman has the power to cultivate these habits and to shine in her own unique way. So to every woman listening, running through the park, know that your true beauty is not in being noticed, but in being remembered for the light you bring, the strength you carry, and the love you give. That, my friends, is what makes a mature woman truly irresistible.